the finals of ESL 1 New York last year. Mousesports, they stole it away from them. Liquid was one of the most heartbreaking ones. It was when Snacks was in the Mousesports line. They're very different, but I'm just trying to lay down some
foundations,
bro.
So
just a bit of storyline, you know. That's how it all works. But this is going to be one absolute banger of a semi-final. I'm so excited to see Mousesports here. Not many people believed in the project when Carragher was brought back in, but remember, he builds teams to a level of greatness that no one really else can. The fact that he gets teams to consistent top 5 positions after being kicked from top organizations is just second to none. And we are getting to this first map. It's going to be Overpass. Liquid, the heavy favorites. Even though they start on the T side here, they're going to be posting a lot of rounds. They've got P250s out. They've got a couple of Supermen here. It's going to be Twist and Nafly, as Voxic with the P2000 will challenge towards Connector here.
Naf's going to have the first contact.
Is he ever?
Quick. He is certainly living up to that superhero P250. Of course, that does mean he's got the Kevlar as well as teammate through in the pistol. And Nitro didn't quite have the same up hand, and it hasn't quite worked out well for Liquid. Stewie and Nitro both fall. Now Twist in party. We'll see if he's got anything to celebrate in just a moment. Pressure is being applied by Chris J.
All comes to a bit of a standstill for now, but Nafly has got control of long. The bomb is going to be in position as well. CT's rotating back through. Carragher towards the bank. They have not got a kit right now. Carragher needs to find a quick frag here. Not going to... Okay, Alex. He's absolutely fine. It looked like that first missed shot was going to cost him his life, but he makes up for it. That is fantastic. And the bomb's down in an impossible position. And Carragher just looks so much more comfortable in this Mousesports team. Now he's kind of out of the spotlight of a team in turmoil.
Sure.
He's kind of... This is a team who's just nothing to prove, really. Just getting themselves out there, building as each event goes by. You're seeing individual greatness from Carragher once again. I know it's the first round, but 4 really lovely kills there with the USP.
I'm really glad we get to see that again. So, especially after you missed the first couple, with the USP, it can be a nightmare. He stabilizes in a very big way, and a lovely last flick onto Twist. His face says it all. They're looking to come into this one hot, steamy and spicy. So is the buy, and all for Carragher straight off the back of those early frags. So now it's a question of pocketing the cash off those SMGs. Frozen's MP9 is the first as he backs away from toilets. They do catch a glimpse of Stewie, but how many more are there? The answer is all of them. Frozen is wisely backed away.
Well then, Team Liquid, no investment here whatsoever. They will be bringing out those AKs, just that Zeus. Not really much to write him about on the T side. Maybe it gets a kill, Alex. Maybe it doesn't. Who knows? P250 there for Nafly. They make their way towards A. They get the bomb down. That will be a victory in itself.
It certainly would, and it does look like they've gathered a lot of the ground already. However, out of utility, it's just going to be that smoke grenade. That's all. It's not on the site either, and therefore this makes things oh so difficult for Liquid. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Admittedly, there is still a bit of a 3-2 split. Note there is 2 members of Mousesports who have the opportunity to start the flank. Woxic, yeah, he's going to start lining them up. No worries, Stewie. That's only going to be the Zeus, but it's going to be a little bit of a statement made as he does catch one with that Zico.
A Zico, I like that. That could be the new term. Coined by Machine Richardson, as they're calling him now. That was really kind of interesting. No bomb planted, but 1 kill found. About what you expect with that sort of setup. You've got Glocks, P250s, and of course the Zeus. I like some Voxer. This is very controlled. No panic here at all. You can see on his in-game camera as well. Very focused on finding those kills. Deny the plant, absolutely fine, but they still need to face off against the rifles here. We know Elite will bring out that Krieg for sure. He loves it on Overpass. Lots of long-range duels to take. But Mousesports know the guns are coming out now, and they are kind of under-equipped. They have SMGs here. They're trying to have one of those bonus situations. The Twist knows it. He'll help himself towards Monster and maybe even the B side.
Oh, this could be interesting. The weapons, they certainly aren't ideal. Lots of CTs ready to receive, though, and Frozen, that's the perfect place to be putting an AUG. He's already going to start mowing them down. He did get 2 before Nitro stifles him. Rop's ready to deal with anyone that chooses to push through that smoke. It will be a nasty grey screen situation. He gives himself it. Bomb going down, his mission is to stop. He's right next to him, but the smoke, he can't see it. Now Napoli start to frag, big way. And it shifts completely. Just Team Liquid now. 3 versus 1, all on Mr. Chris J.
Yeah, he's got a lot to do here, Alex, and I don't think he has much of a chance. That turned on his head extremely quickly. It was Mousesports with the first 2 kills. It looked like the B bomb site was under control, but there it is, a flurry of frags coming in for the North Americans. Bomb planted, Chris J all of a sudden left on the 3-on-1. Nothing could be done, and Liquid, the reason they can walk in towards that bomb site is they know, like I said, there's SMGs out. They're not going to have an AWP here. They had a clean round before, and Frozen with the boost. Great work there, but now Fly, I'm sorry, he's gone one step further with that second flick to get a really clean kill on the bomb site. And there's one of the MVPs of the tournament so far, Stewie2K. Rops, got to get out of that mindset. He's punched in deaths already. It's very early on in a difficult best of 3.
Now, it does seem possible that some of that frustration could have been from a tech issue. The tech has been called afterwards. You can see the admin has been called over, and it does seem to be audio. Could have lost their comms halfway through that round. Unfortunately, rules state you do have to finish it. That can count. That's Team Liquid's. Happens to everyone, and now this awkward wait. This is where teams that you've only just got going, it's time to just kind of maintain that Liquid. They don't want to change anything right now.
Yeah. Well, time for both teams to stew over what just happened there. I feel like it's slightly more an advantage for Liquid considering Mousesports looked so frustrated. You cannot speak through these technical timeouts apart from unless it's to the admin to confirm things are okay at this point, just to make sure it's okay. Nothing tactical can be discussed. Just a note, you get 4 tactical timeouts per game, and that allows the coach to come in and provide information and just calm everyone down maybe as well. That could be required at this point. But it's going to be 2-1 Liquid. Making the way towards the B site. Monster was the point of access for Twist there. Manages to get through. He's got through a very key position. They capitalize and they bring in their first round. But looking at the money for the CTs in general, there is enough. It's not great, Alex, not going to lie to you, but there are 3 rifles, 2 deagles, no kits, barely any utility. But we did say Mousesports, a team of hungry young fraggers. They've got enough here.
I mean, the odds are stacked against them. I'm terrified of all that Liquid utility, and it's a utility with a purpose.
Yes.
There's no doubt about that. A lot of credit towards Nitro for what he has managed to achieve with this team. Of course, it helps when you've got tools as sharp as Twists, Elige, Naf, and Stewie2K. Double stack from the CTs in long. Doesn't look like they're going to find too much. Frozen does have the flexibility of pushing for info. That could lead to some problems solved. Woxic returns to himself up in on the B site.
We have got Elige, who's made it through Monster again, and then some. The fact he's got through and got a clean kill, they had a choice to fall back, but they've actually got to see if they can make it any further. Elige is so good with the Krieg. That is round complete. You can see the fist bumps coming in already. Yeah. They know it. It's all done. Elige just walks through, and that's 2 contact plays in a row towards the B site for the exact same reasons. You think about it before. They knew that there wouldn't be an AWP there. There wouldn't be an array of rifles. There wouldn't be incendiaries, for example, because they were saving money. Now you've broken it. They're going to force by. You have the opportunity to walk through again, and you won't be bombarded with HEs and all the rest of it. So Elige, this time with a Krieg, quick kill on Carrigan, second kill found as well, and that round is as good as done when you get those 2 opening frags.
With the Krieg, no less. Yes, the SG. Yes, we talk about the AUG, the SG, less of a conversation.
Yeah.
And Elige has always been somewhat of a believer. He spoke to Banks about it earlier, just saying that it takes a lot longer to get used to, but he firmly believes it is a powerful weapon.
Which is interesting considering the Krieg hasn't been touched in the latest patch. And to reiterate, we are not using that patch at this event. We are still in Orktown. And from next week, I assume, whatever event is after this one.
What town will be in then?
We'll be in Creektown.
Oh, Creektown.
That will be a very different environment. It'll be a strange one.
It will be a strange one, but you can see if he used the scope for this one. I don't think he did. Oh, okay. No, he's sniping. It's essentially it's an automatic AWP.
That's how he's doing it. I don't recommend you try like that,
a quick
Alex.
Scope? You don't think I've got the capability?
I don't know. We'll give it a go.
Okay, a little bit of a start from the CTs there, accepting that this round's not going to go their way. They do have Chris J on that AUG. Of course, he was forced to try and save that on long. Just wants to try and catch someone out early, and that's a start. Elige, he's been such a problem for them. He's down to 4.
Oh, okay.
Oof, look at this. Look at the price they're paying. That's 2 dinks, though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not going to get you far.
It's really quite interesting to see the aim. That really kind of says it all. You're right. They both headshot each other at the same time. There's precise headshots across the board. This round isn't done as well. There's so few players. Karrigan's chiming in. This is what we wanted to see here today. Go on, Frozen. It's 2-on-1. He has a chance here with the low HP Elige. It's not going to happen, but that's a little taste, Alex, of what's to come.
Look at the resistance they just put up with one weapon. Taking it in turns, dink, die, double for Frozen. It's not going to be a round for Mousesports, but it's going to keep Liquid honest. Keep them on their toes as well. I mean, that was a round that could have slipped away from them if it wasn't for Twist. Look at this. He's just playing aimbots. Tiny fraction, a slither of counter-terrorists on every single one of those shots that he connected. No worries, though. He had 0 kills at the start of that one, and I dare say it, if Twist hadn't suddenly arrived on the scoreboard, we'd have been looking at a Mousesports 3.
In terms of skill, I feel like we're in the highest place in Counter-Strike history in terms of like individual performances and so much of it available from so many different players. It's insane. It's such a scary landscape out there for new players, you know, but it bodes very well for spectators in this particular best of 3. Liquid still have the lead, but that was certainly a difficult one. They will bring out 5 rifles once again, this time an AUG chucked in for good measure. Still no AWP for Voxic, and that sometimes can be a bit of an issue for Mousesports getting the finances rolling, but for now, M4A4, 1 kit, 4 players, Alex, without any grenades whatsoever. They've got 1 smoke remaining, and it's already down to Frozen to deliver. And if you do die, you don't drop all your grenades, you drop the most valuable grenade at that time. So it would be the smoke, but needs to make sure he stays alive to see if they can get the most out of it.
No head armor across the board as well. If he was playing against Hellraisers, Angel would be strafing around the corner with a MAC-10. I guess that's a playstyle shift. Liquid, rare to see them opt for something like an SMG hunt.
They are not as chaotic as Hellraisers. They have a very slow, methodical T-side.
Here it comes. Talking of method, here's the madness. They charge in. Rops is only going to get 1. Twist's already on for 2, and that's the site wide open. He's raising his voice, as we know he can, telling them to get the hell into the site. Karrigan saying the same. He's going to need some support. The bullets are not connecting fast enough. He could have gone a second, but Nitro's quick. Here Voxic swings. It's not the transfer he was looking for, but Frozen's there. Now a 1v1. Equal health. 2 flashes for the CT. The bomb's not down. 14 seconds. The pressure's on Elige. He's committing to it. So is Frozen. Starts to walk Elige, though. He's got time to reposition, time to guess. And Frozen, he needed that one. He's going to grab himself an AK, grab himself a defuse, and we stay level.
We absolutely do. Exciting round there. Again, the B bomb site, the main focus there from Team Liquid. They exchange blows very effectively there, right until the final moment. Frozen, he arrives, manages to bring it down to the 1 versus 1. And as you mentioned, with the time down to 15 seconds, he has got the advantage. He doesn't blink at all there either. He could have been faked out with the fake defuse. The fake plum. We've seen that so many times throughout this tournament. But Elige commits. He gets himself into an up-close position, nails the shot, and the emotion from Robs. He needs to get out of that head zone. That is not good, Alex. Even if you're losing key rounds, you need to make sure you keep your head in the game.
And I'm going to continue to play with some pure speculation analysis here. Rob's tweeted saying, I think people are overrating us. And I think that might have less been him thinking people are overrating them, more he doesn't want the pressure of people thinking they are a team to be trifled with. You know, does that make sense? I think Rops was cherishing and enjoying this world of the underdog. Not for long, though, because Mousesports, you're in a semi-final. Rops does look like he's letting it get to him at the moment. One of the most promising talents of 2018 coming into 2019 with more promising talents and a leader like Karrigan. It is certainly a mix that I'm excited to see where it ends up. Still not an AWP for Voxic. He's on the poor man's AWP, and it does connect onto Stewie.
So they win the round, right? But you only get $3,500 per play on the CT side if you win by defuse. 1 player surviving leads you to this sort of position. MP7, scouts, and little to no utility. Chris J, bit of a specialist with the MP7, so watch out for that. One of the few players that uses that regularly, and they have pushed up towards short. They have to be active at this point, Alex. They need to find an opening kill. They need an advantage. Voxic can hit these headshots if he gets given one, but the smoke goes down. He'll flash his teammate in and hope for the best.
The flash didn't work out. Frozen, he got a mouthful of it. And now that's kind of the jig is up. Nitro's so quick to ready for that one. I think the flash was all he knew.
Yeah.
All he needed to know, rather. That's enough. And now the CTs, they had no utility to start with. Now they've got 1 less man. Naf, he's taking a fight in toilets. Karrigan is no more. And Voxic, that scout. That's 2 tags from him in this round, potentially setting up something for his teammates. But by teammates, I'm a fool to pluralize. It's just Robs. Tagged, but all still standing.
Ooh. This is the problem when you play Team Liquid on Overpass. They can get in your head. They can get under your skin. They're very frustrating to play against. They hit every single shot. You try and aggress on them, they're ready to take you down. You try and hold back, they'll wait till 10 seconds and have all the utility. Full execute and you've got nothing. They play a very, very good T-side overpass, and Mousesports, they need Rops. He's one of the main win conditions here. The fact he was 1-4, now 2-4, and he's showing so much frustration. Young player needs to keep his head in the game, and that's what Carrigan needs to be keeping hold of. The coach as well. They need to take a timeout and need to control that frustration. I love to see passion, but that doesn't seem like it's constructive at all. It seems like he's getting inside his own head.
And let's not forget, Nuka's around the corner. Mousesports, they've had some good successes on Nuke, but they haven't really played teams in the caliber of Team Liquid before. There hasn't been a #1 next to the name of the teams they've played on that map. The biggest wins coming from the likes of Windigo, the biggest losses, NIP.
Yes.
This is a must-win.
I absolutely agree. Dead on.
Liquid picked it, admittedly. Mousesports chose to take it to Nuke, but there's a lot of freedom and a lot of frustration. Loving the replays. Big shout out to ESL. We're getting so much more of the story because of these player reactions. We're getting them almost every round, and that is absolutely fantastic. This, however, is certainly not for Mousesports. They're just going to walk into this site. It's a question of just trying to take one away, and Rops manages to do it with a USP. He's not long for this world. Twist swings from short. The round's over.
Now remember, Liquid, everyone, we love them right now, right? We think they're great. We think they're an amazing team. The core of this squad have been around for a long time. Like Alige and Nitro have been part of the Liquid organization since 2015, right? And they have had these issues, frustrations themselves, and it's taken a long time. Mousesports been together a few months. You have to remember that these things take time to build. You have to work out how this team works together. Does it work in general? Sure, you might be great players, but does it synergize well? And things aren't going to be perfect. And I think that's the point you were addressing earlier with Robs. He knows there are holes to plug right now. There's problems that need to be solved. But right now, you are running out of time to do that. You're in a semi-final against Liquid, who have weathered that storm, who have got themselves in a place that they don't seem to smash tables anymore. They don't seem to have those arguments. They're always very calm, like almost too calm for Team Liquid, But until yesterday, when we saw them screaming, that was actually pretty cool.
Oh, it was so good to see the animated Team Liquid. They've found the balance. Too much of a good thing can be a bad thing, that's for sure. Passion included. Now, at the moment, we are seeing a bit of an aggressive fight for control towards the tunnels. But look at Carrigan, speaking of aggression.
We have only had 2 opening kills so far for Mousesports, and that isn't getting any better right now. It's a stat that doesn't bode well. That was a lineup, right? That should have been a kill, at least one in that sort of spot. Nitro just seems like he's had his Weetabix this morning, because those are 2 really special shots at that point. Round's over already. You can't even attempt this retake. At this stage, Nafly, he's the lurker towards B. I maybe overused that term. He holds the position for any flanks going towards short or monster. He's just so active. He's trying to find kills and just make sure this round is expensive as possible.
And just a message, of course, not necessarily Weetabix, any cuboid, shredded wheat breakfast alternative.
I was trying to think of what's the most common expression. That's it, but it is a brand. Doesn't really work out, does it?
He's had his shredded wheat cubes.
Exactly.
That's what he's had. But either way, yes, Liquid picked this one up. That's an interesting opening kill stat. I mean, I thought Woxic would be the way into that. He has got the AWP. This is the first round we saw him with the AWP, and the round is over before it even begins. Carrigan's aggression on long, and Nitro with the 180.
It's a very good point, Alex. It's one thing I just want to talk. I know we're focusing a lot on the frustration, what we're seeing on the cameras and stuff like that. But they have to remember, this is Liquid's map pick. They've chosen Overpass. Yeah. Like, you're not expected to beat Liquid on Overpass at this point. Like, you've just got to focus on what can you do, what rounds can you win, what opportunities can you make of this. Like, sure, it's not going to go great every single time, but if you let that sort of attitude roll into your map pick, that's when I have a problem with that.
The stats the desk we're bringing up as well, I think is just, perfect way to put a pin in it for now. 25 maps played in 3 months on Overpass for Liquid, 3 for Mousesports. There you go. That's the summary. This is a bit of a David versus Goliath in terms of experience.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying the expectation levels, you've got to manage those. But either way, we do have another not buy round here from Mousesports. They saved the 3 weapons, but I'm surprised they didn't invest much more than 5.7s and Deagles. I think with 3 rifles up, that's maybe worth a little bit of a push here. Speaking of which, Voxic opening the door, takes down Stewie, but the instant reply does nullify things somewhat. We'll see if the AWP continues to be a bit of a problem here. You can see after spotting the AWP towards the B side of the map, they are starting to now look more active at the long position. This would be a quick execution, but you have got to get past Carrigan first. He only has the 5.7. I say only. It's great for close range, but multiple kills, not so much.
Yeah. Lige had to lay his life on the line for that information, though it does keep things level, and that information has led Mousesports to the correct conclusion. Smoked off on the bin, mollied off on bank, and there is a gap in that smoke.
I was about to say, I would like to see some sort of fake it. I feel like it's taken a long time, but that kill probably confirms things. Twist is just not missing anything at all. There's the option to bring the bomb back towards B, still with 35 seconds, but they are going to commit. Voxic has to hit absolutely everything. He does hit the shot he had to, but it doesn't get the kill. It's just there in the shoulder through the wall as Twist will claim his third, and Rob's now got to keep it together. He knows there's nothing he can do about this one. He is a phenomenal clutcher, but this one's just out of his reach. No grenades, no defuse kit, bomb down, 3 players to find, and there's no one on Liquid right now that's missed a shot, I don't think, Alex. Like, every time we're on their POV, there's bullets, and they're landing in skulls.
I mean, yeah, the only example we just saw there was Elige going down, but immediately traded by his teammate.
Exactly.
That doesn't cost Liquid anything. And speaking of costing them money, my goodness, we are going to have some max money if Liquid keep going at this rate. We're already at 12k for Nitro, 10k for Twists. They have got plenty of pocket money. Pick and mix on Team Liquid.
It's an exciting situation. Absolutely right. Just to know as well, we did see Team Liquid play against Astralis yesterday, right? They played on this very map. They only got 3 rounds on their T side, and it still went down to a 16-12 game. Now, we're on the T side here against Mousesports, who don't play the map. You're talking about the arguably the number 1 and 2 teams in the world right there, locking horns. But you've got Mousesports, as you mentioned, only played this 3 times. Liquid, we've barely made a dent in this semi-final, Alex, and there's 7 rounds in now on the T side. Mousesports won the pistol and got the 2-0. And the frustration, the lack of kills, it can change, but whether it will, I'm not so sure. Rushing B, here we go.
Very, very quick. Stewie's going to be the first one in. Ropsy's trying to play around the pillar, but no, back turn, pants around his ankles, and Stewie, he's laughing at him. Carrigan swings from short. That's going to be one, tries to get away. The Flames and Twists were there, though. So, just the one-man lost. Team Liquid, they can get that bomb down, set up for the after plant. Frozen's looking to confuse things, and he has tagged up Nitro. Took his time, but still converts. Flanking from Monster is he. Naf still dueling and duking it out with the rest of Mousesports. 2 coming from Graffiti. Stewie makes it 1. Woxic's in trouble, tagged by Naf, who's using the smoke perfectly. Oh, Woxic, you can't do anything. You have to be so quick if you want to find Stewie here. This has to almost be a pre-fire. Frozen, another big part of this plan. Time still becoming a factor. It's good from Frozen. Just 1. Naf's locked out and low. They could do this. There is a kit on Frozen. He just picked it up, and Frozen's on it. Woxic to Baby City saves it. Mousesports find 4.
They had to fight their way out of that disaster. A rush B, and you can see why they're doing it. It's not because they're throwing caution to the wind or showing a lack of respect. They just know there isn't the protocols in place to hold it off. There's no real grenades going down. Woo. It doesn't seem like they've done enough theory on this particular map to really hold off what Liquid can do on that side of the map. It should have been a Liquid round. It looked so good for them. Very well handled initially, but 3 kills coming in towards the end. It came down to individual performances there, and it was almost perfect from Vox. They managed to get 3, but that's not a point of celebration yet for Mousesports. They know they're still in a lot of trouble here. They're getting through those rounds by the skin of their teeth. Frozen with the backstab, manages to get that kill on Nitro. If he had an AK there, he's going down, right? So he manages to take down the Orpa, and Frozen then gets Stewie as well, who looked like he was certain to get that kill towards Graffiti. So the planets align there for Mousesports, but still, they get the round on the board. 2 players survive, and it was Robs that went down first again. It was a B rush. He was behind the pillar, and I feel like that's the problem. He doesn't feel like he's got anyone with him. Yep. He hasn't got any backup. If he gets flashed, he feels like he's just dead.
How is he supposed to be solo holding that rush? A Molotov, a smoke, perhaps? And talking of utility, it is relatively strong now off Woxic. They're doing it again. Robs, he's going to be furious. His back is turned, and here they come. Just the 1. It's more than he did last round. Let's see if they can do more, though. Twists. Chris J is actually going to be playing this rather nicely, using this edge of the smoke. This gap is a very powerful position. There's a lot of bullets going into it, though, and Carrigan catching Twists is a step in the right direction. Traded by Elige. Chris J, this patience from him. He's yet to fire a bullet and yet finds himself with 2 backs turned. That's awkward. Lets him know where he is. Still finds Nitro. Frozen's there. Now Elige, that damage done earlier, this makes this 1v2 nearly impossible. I might even say impossible, but this is Elige we're talking about.
Voxic has the AWP. If he can get this down to a 1 versus 1 against the sniper, he has a real chance there. He has a couple of flashbangs, 1 minute to work with. Bomb is on his back as well. This is very good from Mousesports, though, but the problem with Overpass is there's so many points of access around the map. They're going to start doubting themselves any second. And there's the rotation now. Elige knows it. They have to go back and watch it. They don't know if he's moved out. This kill could decide it. Frozen nails it. That's the only point of threat there was, and he manages to negate it. And that's a big round for Mousesports, because Liquid were actually starting to disrespect them there. The rush B, that it's kind of suggesting this setup, it doesn't work for you. We're going to keep coming through. We're going to keep finding the opening kills, which they did. But I feel that'll be the end of those antics at this point. They're bringing the AWP back out, and it is going to be 7-5, but Mousesports with 2 back-to-back rounds.
So in your mind, that's as simple as it worked. I don't think they can handle this. Let's do it again.
Exactly, right? And you're getting under their skin. They're like, if you're getting towards a B bomb site and you're not taking any damage, you found 2 opening kills, they're not handling it correctly. So why not? But for now, I feel like Mousesports has shown enough now that will just force out some defaults, at least for a couple of rounds at least.
Yeah, and default it is. Twist responsible for Long, Naf responsible for Monster, these extremities of Overpass covered, and then the majority, the meat and potatoes of Team Liquid is going to be Stewie and Nitro, perhaps going to vie for some, I was going to say connector control, but this is fantastic. With the door open, Stewie is locked straight away. Woxic, patience is the only determinant of how well this goes. I'm pretty sure that's not going to force Stewie out. If anything, that's going to make it even harder to find him. Stewie's just not going to move for a while, and Woxic is. Therefore, Underpass still now a question mark for Team Liquid. You can see his hesitance. He doesn't want to leave, so they are operating essentially with 4 until that information is gathered from elsewhere. Naf, a spray through short, trying to draw attention there, and this is the crossfire we love. Very common from pro teams to keep toilets locked, and Long is the only, perhaps, crutch of that issue. Great setup, sure, but if they can walk up Long unquestioned, you got a problem.
This is exactly what I was talking about in the pregame, right? They slow gameplay, they dissect the map very well, and you can see it's difficult to hold off, especially when Elige is pulling off heroics like that. The spray control from hell. Woxic, he'll have to do what he can here. Needed the double kill, Alex. That might have been enough to keep the round alive here, but it's a 4-on-2 now. Carrigan, he'll be the last one to drop, as we'll see Rops and Chris J rotate through. Orgs in hand, 1 flashbang available. Rops is still towards B. He's having one of those games that he just can't stand, and Nafly is just waiting. He knows he's been prodding before, but he wants to wait to the last second so he can actually take them down here and wait for his teammates to trade out kills. If he goes down, at least gets the information.
Naf really has just been there the whole round, and now instead of being the lurk, he is the hunter. Chris J and Rops desperately holding on to what they have. They're not going to be supported. Elige starting to encroach as well. Oh no, that's 1 weapon gone. It's her 2nd weapon gone. Naf, patience of a saint, rewarded to 2 frags. Elige got the other 3, and my goodness, that is the setup that's so hard to break. Elige did it single-handedly.
He
the
really
pre-fight,
did.
you know when that player disappeared? He knew exactly where he had to start readjusting.
That's just him understanding the tendencies and knowing his role within the team, and he's been in this bathroom thousands of times before. The fact he gets that first kill, like you said, is a common crossfire. He didn't even blink twice. He had to just transfer over toward that 2nd kill. That's a very difficult kill, by the way. Against pro players to make that happen, that really isn't quite impressive as we get into round 14. Mousesports, remember, winning the pistol. And now 8-5 down. It is the pick of Liquid. It's expected that they pick this one up. Absolutely. They're one of the best Overpass teams in the world right now. But the way it's gone down, the rounds they're winning, it's been worrying for Mousesports. I'll say that much.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would put the cherry on top by saying that Mousesports did win the pistol, did win the first 2. And that does soften the blow of what has otherwise been quite a Liquid affair. Elige, it's a safe spray for him to do. No chance of being caught out. Could just try and pepper them. Does look like they've stacked up on towards the B site. But Liquid, they're just... This is the clinical nature of their play. You just know they're not going to walk into anything. I say that. Naf loses his head to Chris J's Deagle, but that does cause a spurt of aggression from the remaining CTs that does cost Carrigan his life.
Robs now, a couple of Deagle kills will really help him out.
That's not bad. Oh, it's not good though, because Twists, he fights back through the wall. Double kill from Twist. That hurts. That hurts.
Just need you think, guys, I've got to kill here. I boosted up.
I've got it.
He's got no idea I'm here. I'm going to take the shot. Double kill. Wallbang comes through. Like everything Liquid are doing in terms of shots, in terms of coordination and posturing towards bomb sites, it just seems like it works in their favor every single time. Final round here. It's been a very quick half. Here's the replay. Christian, he brought up Deagle and Armor this round, and I suppose it was worth it for that one kill, but oh my goodness, that's just insane. So, like, he's got so much conviction with the spray as well, right? He just knows he's getting that second kill.
All of those bullets are going in that strip of wood. It doesn't look like it with his crossover. That's the beauty of the spray control.
Yeah, really interesting. I love that. The double AWP set, I was about to say we need a change here. Christian and Voxic, you've got two big names in the sniper department there. As Team Liquid pick up the pace here. Not the slow default we saw before. This is going to be 3. Really connected quickly, and Frozen looking for a backstab, but we have got plenty of eyes in that position. Look who it is, the in-game leader, ready and waiting. And he's a patient man, Alex.
Certainly is. All of Liquid seem to be oozing patience. I say that just as Nitro stops watching long, Voxic starts to push, but Naf is right there. Now Stewie catches Carrigan as he tries to cross the safe box. Frozen does win his duel on long. That's Naf. He's usually at the tail end of the assault, and he kind of knows that, reacts accordingly, because they're starting to flood the site. Bomb down. A B site rotate coming in from Christian. He's got an AWP and he's catching nades. This is such a hard site to retake. Frozen is once again going to be the linchpin in this one. Can he destabilize in any way? Upgrades to the AK.
It's going to be a difficult one.
No kit, and the flash arrives, but doesn't stop Stewie on the first. Now 2v2. They have smokes. Still no kit. That's making me anxious. Time starting to tick away. That's the first smoke. That's a good frag from Rops. He's in the 1v1. He has another smoke. He picked up the kit. This suddenly becomes realistic. A second smoke deployed. It's going to be onto Nitro. He has the Tech 9. It couldn't be a better pistol for this. He's spraying wildly, slicing, and it's 10 for Liquid. The butterfly knife into Rops to find double digits.
Oh my goodness, Alex. What a way to end it. Just before halftime as well. A knife in the back end. More ways than one against Mousesports there. We're going to a break. We'll see what they can do in the second half.
That means I can't describe the way I vibe, the way I slide in with the rhymes that make the dimes all close their eyes and fantasize. Young Divine calling their phone number. No, you know I love you. And you know me, I can't sleep without blazing beats on stages for their ones gracefully. And I got a smile that they hate to see. Young black successful, though life gets stressful. Though life gets stressful, go and vibe out with whoever you next to.
Live until the morning, sleep until the noon. You said that you wanted, so I got
Team Liquid setting sights on a grand final. Welcome back to the ESL Pro League finals. We're live from Montpellier. It's the Occitanie region of France. I'm Machine, he's Henry. We have got ourselves map 1, Overpass, going very heavily in favor of Liquid. Mousesports, other than the pistol and a couple of heroics from the likes of Frozen, we haven't seen much yet from this budding, upcoming top 10 team.
Here we go, a very important pistol round, Alex. You have set the scene beautifully. We'll see if Liquid's aggression towards long will yield them a frag. Damage certainly coming in, and it's going to be the first for Frozen. He's been the only one that's been contributing in a strong way, I'd say, so far. It's a leash to go down, and surely Mousesports will use his opportunity just to take a break. That was stressful. It was a little bit troublesome, but overall, they've got the kill. They haven't taken too much damage. The 5-on-4, they've managed to dink Twist as well. And the problem is here, Alex, overall, Chris J and Rob's coming into today. This best of 3, they were the number 1 and 2 rated players at this entire tournament.
Right.
Currently, they are sat at Rob 6 and 11, Chris J 4 and 11. The 2 players that have been getting them to this position have not turned up yet.
And if you're sitting there saying, yeah, easy opponents, I'll tell you why you're wrong in just a moment. Because now they charge into the B side. This is looking great for Mousesports. Twists, however, is being an absolute sneaky beaver. Woxic in the smoke, Frozen's head's turned. That's 2. Knocking for another one. Does manage to reposition the smoke. He's giving him fights. Unfortunately, Rops is going to stem the bleed before that got out of hand. 6 for Mousesports. Henry's having a panic attack.
I think you would have been left alone if that had happened. If he 1v5s in that position,
you're on the floor.
I would have gone. I'd have been out of the building on a flight home just to reevaluate my life. Wonder where it all went wrong, because that would have been the most remarkable thing ever. My goodness.
This is lovely. The fact that he gets 2 here just as he emerges from the plant, so precise. He's terrifying, really is. That's 15 for him, and
yeah,
I think Chris J is lanking his lucky stars that didn't get out of control. But Mousesports, yes, they have picked up some huge wins so far. MIBR, Hellraisers, FaZe Clan, all falling to these to get them that semi-final. They actually had to buy from the quarters. This is the first time we've seen them since the group stage. It's versus Team Liquid. Quite the adversary. Quite the upgrade, perhaps. A 2-0 versus FaZe Clan. Now Liquid, a new task, a new beast altogether. The nade has done damage, 100 points just about. To Carrigan and Chris J.
The 4 spy is a scary one. Remember, Twist getting those 2 kills at the end enables him to get $600 more. That's Desert Eagle, helmets, smoke, flashbang. A player like Twist, he can treat us like a gun round. That's as good as most players' M4s is the Eagle. So watch out for that. We'll see whether that's going to be a huge issue going forward. Stewie 2K has been absolutely marvelous this tournament, and they're focusing towards the A side of the map, which makes sense. But B is so common these days. It feels like there's meta shifts all the time.
Right.
And we have B stacks for a while from the CTs, and now people are so used to it at this point. They're starting to stack A. It's kind of interesting how that keeps swinging around. But damage actually inflicted on the majority towards Mousesports. Another tag comes in. Voxic down to 30 here, and Elige, he is a bit of a scout master. He seems to be very, very good with this particular weapon.
So quick, and that's not far off from being another connection with the scout. He's playing it off-site. Smoke did land, but they are starting to commit. Mousesports, all 5 start to converge. It's going to be a meat grinder, and Naf's made 2 with the CZ. His job's done. He can watch as his team try and convert. Already tagging through the smoke, though. That's nice. Rops with the AK. That's a huge investment. He can't mess this up, and he's got Woxic to catch Optimus. Nitro gone, and now Twist, he's a bit late. That Deagle you talked about, I don't know how far it's going to get him. There's AKs. Ooh, an impossible shot, but Frozen's gone. Headshot is a possibility. Rops is playing the headshot angle. In Twist, that's his specialty. He is going hunting. Would he catch the right-hand side of the screen? There's no way he checks this. No, Rops smart to have a little glance. It was too silent for too long. He shuts it down. That's 4 in the round from Rops. He needed that. That's a confidence boost.
The way he got the kill as well, trust me, I know this kid. He wouldn't be satisfied with that. He wants the quick headshots, Alex. He wants a nice clinical one. He can feel it's not his game in this map, at least. But this round was his. This was much better. The fact he's actually the one getting these key frags. Naf did do enough. You're right there. But the CZ, it's called the IKEA pistol, right? You've got to assemble it yourself. If you have to reload, it's a good 2.5 seconds.
Is that your own?
Yeah,
that's lovely.
Yeah.
I'm stealing that.
And you have to jump away and reload it. So you're going to die either way. So he's just trying to buy time and hopefully avoid. But he's got 2 kills. As that Zeus comes out again. Both pistols in favor of Mousesports, just to note, and 2-0 conversions on either side.
Frozen very aggressive. What is this positioning from him? He's gonna get caught. Oh dear, Chris J. That's nice, needed that. Keeps things level, then certainly advantage Mousesports. They have the AKs, but how did Liquid get under their skin so quick? Woxic and Frozen just cut down. Naf and Twist just making their pistols work. P250 and Desert Eagle respectively. Carrigan tries to clear the site. There is a smoke to enable that plant safely. And it goes down for short. There is a smoke should they get onto the site. No kid, of course. And a boost. An investigative boost.
Yes, hoping that Twist can deliver again with the headshots here. You can see it was a narrow miss, but that one is anything but. It's precise and it's dangerous. It's Chris J removed, and Robs now has to rotate into a round that could fall apart.
That's their Molly on short. Nice patience, but Carrigan, he has to stop that plant perfectly. Understands where he planted. He hasn't forgotten that one, and he will be able to close out the round. A triple kill from Carrigan, the talented in-game leader who's found fragging as another tool on his tool belt. 14-14. He is tied with Frozen at the top of the scoreboard for Mouse, and they continue to make the first 3 rounds count. Now, just a quick reminder, this is the first 3 rounds of the second half. Liquid have had far from the idyllic bye. That's going to change right about now. The Twist is a robot.
I told you, man, that Deagle of his, it delivers every single time. He's in the conversation, one of the best players in the game with it. Round 19, and this is the full gun round. This is absolutely fine by Liquid. Force buying the second leads you to a stronger first full buy if it doesn't work out, and a chance to steal away momentum at the start. You can see, obviously, they've gone with the latter at this point. The AWP for Nitro. Yesterday was one of the most disgusting things I've ever witnessed on Inferno. That AWPing was remarkable. I want to see more of that. I want to see Boxer come online as well, and those guys lock horns, because we've got a great amount of talent on the server right now. And we're going to another default for Mousesports. Very quiet so far. Elige alone towards long there. He will have the AUG, of course. Just sat behind the old bicycle, and it's Nitro watching Connector, waiting for his first opportunity. He gets given it, but doesn't connect the shot. Very difficult one to land.
You could see the game plan as well. Chris to bait the shot, Woxic to peek if the shot is given. Unfortunately, too smart. Nitro backed away after the shot was released. Elige, he is in such a one-and-done island at the moment, but if they don't check it, that's why this is so powerful. There's 2 Ts that could have exposed themselves. They changed their mind. Now Sports regrouping towards toilets. Rop's actually going to start retrieving the bomb and abandon his monster position, so Elige could get caught out by Rops here. There's a very interesting exchange that's about to happen. They start to regroup, and Elige starts to push. All the backs turn now.
Oh, God.
Oh, he's so precise. He can do so much damage from here. They're all there looking for the spray down. He's only going to get 2. Rops, that's solid, but still huge advantage Liquid. With only 20 seconds, Elige's thrown the biggest spanner in the works.
He absolutely has, and Nitro's on the side. He doesn't miss these shots too often. Now Fly to open things up. 5 versus 1 now. Frozen will have to do something absolutely godlike to shut it down. Sure, you say he only gets 2 frags, but with the time remaining, that was such a... That's all he had to do, right? It's like, in Pro CS... 4-man spray downs like that, they very rarely happen. Even if you have everyone on your screen, to control that spray, to get the headshots before these amazing players can turn around and one-bullet you, to get 2, you're absolutely fine with it. You've won the round, and it's a clean sheet pretty much, apart from that one for Team Liquid, as they go 11-8 in their first gun round, and they have made it so expensive. Remember, coming into these rounds, they have found Deagle headshot after Deagle headshot. Sure, they didn't win them, but it came down to 2-on-2s, 2-on-1s, and that means the money is absolutely wrecked on the Mousesports side. They are going to have enough for 2 AK-47s. They have an AWP. It sounds great so far, but let me get further into it, Alex. A Desert Eagle for Carrigan with no armor. Chris J, a CZ with no armor. They have no grenades on those 2 players either. They've had to throw everything they can at their star players at this point. This round is almost vital for Mousesports. They know Team Liquid are looking so sharp today. They need a bit of luck on their side. They need a bit of star power right now. Round 20, is this where they find it?
There is no absence of star power on Mousesports. I just need to see it. Woxic is a prime example of it. So quick with that AWP, but he hasn't been given an opportunity. Liquid, they force him to come to them. Carrigan will be leading from Connector. Towards Underpass, Stewie and Twists responsible for any monster aggression. And they are going to be sending in Woxic. It's likely he's going to just try and find an early angle towards those barrels. And here comes a flash from Liquid. It was from Naf, and Stewie only got 1.
Yeah, I'm surprised. It looked like all 3 were his at that point. The flashbang was spot on. The timing was there. It doesn't work out. It's actually slightly an advantage for Mousesports in the 4-on-4 with a minute remaining. The problem is they have 1 smoke. And Carrigan, no armor, remember. So how do they even crack through towards the bomb site? They're hoping mistakes come through at this point. They're sitting back. They're waiting for any sort of CT mistakes to come in. But every second that goes by, that Actually looks a little bit more unlikely. Going to be smoking towards the side itself. That's the only smoke they've got. And in response,
Oh, no.
smokes down the CT side as well. So what do? Do you walk through grey screen? Or do you wait till that goes down and have to walk into B with nothing? I guess the latter makes more sense and hope Voxic can hit a great AWP shot. That's pretty much the only thing that can happen here.
Smoke drops through, did lock out Elige from that heaven position, but it's going to start fading before they even start to commit. Redundant, $300 wasted, perhaps even round 20 thrown away. No, Frozen, he's already found Naf. They're so tagged up, though. There should be a cleanup from the North American squad, and it's looking good. Yes, Elige from that high and mighty position. Looks great. 12 now to 8, and that should be another problem for Mouse. Look at the money.
Has to be the full eco now. That for me was the round of the
That was all or nothing?
It decides the map for me. I hate to be a cynic, Alex. I know you like to be romantic.
You know me.
It's your best and worst trait. But this time, that round might do it.
That could be it.
That could be it, I'm afraid. The way they've looked so far, bear in mind they've won both pistols, converted 2-0s either side, 12-8 down. They have not looked convincing on Overpass at all. And fair enough, this is a new team. They've played it 3 times in the last, 3 months, I think it is. Yeah. Liquid just look too good. They're not ready for this level of play on this map. On their map pick, sure. We can have that conversation.
Let's talk nuke later.
Exactly. But for now, Liquid just look like they're way too comfortable here. It would take something nothing short of a miracle at this stage to give it up.
Yeah, well, Miracle starting to be delivered by a Glock and a Deagle respectively, but it will only delay the inevitable. A weapon for Rops. You can see what he can do with that AUG. Of course, no Kevlar. The bomb is loose as well. That's Chris J's eye line. He'll be hunting for that one. But speaking of hunting, Stewie silently climbs up that ladder, hoping to catch Rops out. And oh, just as he chose to jump, he had an idea, he had an inkling. And timing, once again, Counter-Strike. It's the most favorable and the worst thing in Counter-Strike is getting timed. If you're timing them, you feel like a god. Quite the opposite when it happens to you.
This is a really strong performance from Liquid. We've got 20 frags on Twist, Elige, 15 for Naf, 13 for Stewie. And just to note as well, Twist, the way he's looking today, he was the bottom fragger for Liquid yesterday against Astralis. He didn't really show up. It was a quiet game for him. Sometimes against Astralis especially, it seems that's where he drops off the most, but anything but today. He's just devouring the opposition at this point. Desert Eagle, rifle, pistol, it doesn't seem to matter. He'll maybe be managing to find the headshots there. It's going to be 13-8 as Stewie 2K climbs things out, and we're going to have, 4K per player on Mousesports at this point. Maybe a timeout required. Yeah. I'm not sure what you can call it. But the thing of Overpass, one of the most tactical maps. We talked about Dust 2 yesterday. The reason that some top teams don't like playing it is because it allows teams like Mousesports to operate as a 5-man unit, find the frags, and use their talent. Overpass, you do need all those grenades. You need those smokes. You need the executions, the timings, the fakes. It really is difficult to pull it all together. And 13-8 down. Bare bones utility. They'll make their moves towards the B bomb site. All 5 players here, and there's the execution. How detailed will it be, though? And taking damage initially as Carrigan bravely makes his way through.
Flash is so perfect as well. You can hear him just spraying wildly Twists. He's keeping them at arm's length, and Carrigan just feeds himself straight into the jaws of Twists. At bay now from Molotov. Doesn't stop the spray from Liquid. This is so brutal. It is so hard to break through that. There's flashes, Molotov, sprays, wall bangs. It's all coming your way. Yeah. If you make it clear you're coming Monster, Liquid have got so many contingency plans to deal with it.
Yeah, absolutely. You summarized it very well. What can you do with your Mousesports? If you do a default, they're going to backstab you. They're going to pick you off. They're going to be moving around. They'll be too nimble. You might as well just do nice little set pieces like that with some basic smokes, but Liquid, like you said, they have every procedure in the book. They're ready for it. They know your tendencies. They can work it out, and they've got some of the strongest aimers on that B bomb side ready and waiting for you.
It's just such a conundrum. It's a hard one to solve. You're right. The fact that you mentioned the default as well, when they tried something that wasn't that, they got flanked by Elige because they took too long.
That's why I always say, if you're a team like this that's maybe underprepared compared to your opposition, let's at least aim for post-plant scenarios where we can have clutches. Let's get a plant down, a wall of smokes, anything. Defaults are not normally the way to go because Liquid will just be too ready for you. They won't play into your hand. They won't give you any shots. They'll just hold up in crossfires. Every kill you get will be traded back. Unfortunately, that's exactly what's happening to defaults. Set piece with almost nothing. it was a decent try, but just not enough assertive play when they went through. Carrigan leading the charge, fully flash. What can he do? His teammate's not really behind him. He goes down and they trickle in one by one behind a Molotov. It was just a very difficult round. And like I said, this map just doesn't look like Mousesports will do much of it. It's going to run out of time at this point. They get no cash on Voxic and Frozen, but they are at 4-state loss bonus on the other 3 players.
What a rise to power it's been from Liquid. I mean, such a journey through Counter-Strike for these guys. I mean, if you remind yourself of their achievements, of course, recently picking up the trophy in Dallas, Sydney. We had the iPod Power Masters. That was actually against Astralis. Of course, you know, bit of a caveat there. But these guys have just been collecting. I mean, they were notoriously known as being the second-place wonders, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And I just saw a smile on Alicia's face.
Just the disparity in those 2 shots, I think, is what we were going for there. That was quite interesting to look into. Robs has had a rough one. He needs to shake himself off this game. Looking for map point here. You can see they've invested what they can with the saved weapons. It's really clean. At this point, Liquid, they do have in their locker. They can run around the map and kill you if they want to, and it's one of those rounds. I'm hoping this closes out quickly and really send a message, but it can cost you the round sometimes. Nitro's going to be in a lot of trouble here. He will fall back towards the bank, and they've got nothing to lose at this point. Mousesports might as well go for it. Get that bomb planted. Like I said, post-1 situations.
Oh, no. Oh, Rob.
Forget about that.
Yeah, he is going to be furious, but now getting pushed, actually.
No.
Nitro surely not going to get another one. Frozen's jiggling, does shut them down. Woxic looking to go 1 versus 3. He's already got himself 1. 2 in the round in total, but Nitro, 1 man left on the site, 3 charging in. They can't plant, they can't push, they can't win. He gets ropped through the box. The poor man's had a terrible half. You can see how frustrated he is. I say terrible, of course. He's keeping on par score-wise, but the ways in which he's lost his life, it's been flanks, it's been timed, it's been wall-banged by Nitro, and that's 15 for Liquid. Timeout called, and justifiably so.
Yeah, nasty Nick, they call him. AWP in hand. The wall bang to deny the plant. That is unbelievable. Just when it looked like they finally got some trades. They've made some mistakes, boys. They've pushed us too much. We'll get a bomb plant down.
Off the plant time.
Voxic, you can win a clutch. He just actually denies everything with the wall bang. It's quite a common one, but just the fact it lands so perfectly then in the game we've had so far. If you're just tuning in and maybe we're laying into Mousesports too much, we're not at all. They've won both pistols. They've done absolutely everything they can. The advantage they have had in rounds like pistols, they've done great. They are not a team that's ready to take on Team Liquid on Overpass right now. This is where Liquid have made a name for themselves as one of the best teams in the world because they're so damn good on it. And this is their pick. It's a best of 3. Our semi-final continues. Liquid almost certainly picking this map up now, but trust me, it's got to heat up.
Twists looking to close this one out quickly. A very aggressive play. He did have his partner in crime, Elige, with him if he needed him, but not the case. And so an early frag, and they actually choose to back away. This was very, very early on in Overpass's existence. That was the kind of the meta. It was established, always going for that early pick and fall back. Now more of a curveball. Speaking of aggressive, look at Stewie. Just hanging out there. Wants to be destabilizing should they choose to walk up, set up, and while the smoke's going to get him excited, unfortunately for him, they are just going to be leaving Frozen there. The bomb's on its way towards B.
Just a note. Twists has the highest amount of enemies flashed. He's flashed 22 of the opposition. He has the highest frags. He has a 52% headshot rating as well. This is some of the scariest stats you're ever going to see. And Nitro, he's looking to close things out right here, right now. It's round number 24, and it could be our last, but still some fights in them left. Mousesports putting into a 3-on-2, but they still need to get that bomb planted, Alex, and I don't think that's going to happen. Chris J now has it all to do.
That's a solid start. Onto Elige, doesn't get caught by the smoke. Twists locked in graffiti. Stewie going to be emerging from short, and I like this from Chris. He wants to make it a 1v1. That's the dream of a clutch, right? I don't think he's kind of going to be able to find Twist using that smoke. Now he steps. Twist is going to have the info. They're going to know this is coming. This is going to be quite a quick flank. And Stewie's already on his way as well.
Does he plant bankside or in towards default? Oh, the opposite, on towards Optimus here. So
Safest.
He gives himself a fighting chance, but it will almost be in vain. But I don't mind it, you know, because they need to get their head in the right position. At this point, he starts winning some clutches. He does something cool here. Everyone will laugh. Everyone will enjoy it. They'll start thinking this might be possible. That's a great shot. Chris J does take down Twist, exposes his position. Just the Krieg to fight with now.
He's not ready for long, Stewie. And that's the end of that one. Stewie's happy about it. 16-8. It's all mind games at this point, and we do see the North Americans team